Good morning, everybody. Gonna wait a little bit, see if we get some folks on with us. So, what we're doing today is I will be interviewing Nicole from Ngage Digital. She is a social media marketing expert, and so I thought it would be great to bring her on and talk to you guys a little bit about just some tips and ideas for ways that you can use social media for your business. I know it's something that is a challenge for folks because we're normally multitasking and doing so many different things at once. So, hi everybody that's here. Hi, Mom. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in Nicole. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Good. I'm hoping the neighbors are mowing their lawn, so I'm hoping that they stop for a little bit.
That's okay. I live right next to the train track, so I'm sure we're going to hear the train come through at some point. But thank you so much for joining me this morning. And I would love it if you could introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Nicole. I just founded a marketing agency called Engage Digital Marketing. Essentially, what I do is social media marketing along with some other things here locally in Orlando, mainly for small businesses. So I'm really excited to talk with you all today and give some tips and things like that.
Awesome. Thank you. So, just to kind of put this in context, I am a photographer and I do work with businesses. And when I do those photo shoots for businesses, recently it's been more for creating content for them for social media. And so then when we start to think about content for social media, I start to get all sorts of questions about using social media in general. So I thought, why not bring in the expert instead of me pretending like I know what I'm talking about? So a big question that I often get is, how should I focus my time with social media? Do I need to have an account on every platform, or can I pick and choose? What's the right answer?
Right. So I get this a lot, and it's absolutely too overwhelming to have every single platform. You don't need Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram all at the same time. It takes too much time. So you really want to think about what your business goals are. If you are you have a ton of updates, maybe you're into news, things like that, you might want to be on Twitter where it's expected to have a ton of those constant updates and feedback. It's also a younger audience on Twitter. If most small businesses are on Facebook, and it's a little bit easier to be on both Facebook and Instagram together since Facebook owns Instagram. So it's a little bit easier to post your pictures on Instagram and then you can share those easily on Facebook. So it doesn't take as much time. Plus, a ton of audiences on Facebook. There's 2.5 billion users on Facebook every month, about 10 million small businesses. So there's a lot of opportunities to engage with other people. It may seem daunting that there's so many people and you want your voice to be heard. So just interacting locally, trying to get into groups is a good idea. But you'll find a lot of different opportunities there. And even Facebook has created this new storefront, which also exists on Instagram. So you can post virtually what you're selling on Facebook and Instagram instead of, right now it's really hard for people to go out and shopping and small
Mm-hmm.
businesses have been closed. So it's a bit easier for small businesses to exist there now. So I think Facebook and Instagram are really good use of your time if you want to focus on a channel specifically. LinkedIn is more B2B. So if you're selling things to other businesses, you might share articles and things like that. And I haven't even gotten into TikTok, so but it's a very new space. I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of marketers and businesses are figuring it out. So if you love creating creative videos and you can do that constantly, then that might be the space for you.
Or if you're like me, you just wait for your sister to send you funny videos from TikTok and just watch that.
Yep.
Awesome. So another thing that I talk with my clients about a lot is how to grow your following, how to increase your engagement.
So this is really important. Everyone wants to know, how do I get, okay, I have a page. How do I get followers? The best way is to continuously have content. So, and that differs for everywhere. I think Twitter is something crazy. Like they suggest 20 to 70 tweets a week. But for
Ooh.
Facebook, yeah, it's a lot. But if you're on Facebook and Instagram, I suggest, three at a minimum. You want to post 3 times a week. And like I said, if you're posting those great photos on Instagram, you can easily share them to Facebook and just start interacting. Building followers comes with, just like in business, you need a lot of different things to work together. So if you have an email, you might want to put your social on there, or you can invite your friends to like your page. You can comment in groups on Facebook. That's a great way to be seen. On Instagram, you can hashtag and follow other hashtags that might lead to, your customer base, your audience. Um, that's also a great way for people to find you. Is when you like things that they have on Instagram, then they can see your page and they're obviously interested in the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I just learned about commenting, like participating in groups as your business page on Facebook,
Yeah.
like a month ago. Just figured that out.
For some reason, I can't do it with my page, and I think it might be a glitch. I've noticed that sometimes you'll see Facebook and Instagram has little glitches where
Mm-hmm.
you can't do certain things, but I think they're working on it since there's so many people and such a big audience.
And I think sometimes too, you need to have a certain number of followers to get access to a certain number of things. And I haven't
Right.
sorted that out yet either.
Yeah. So typically, with Facebook, a lot of this is another good tool too. So Facebook and Instagram both have insights. So you can see who your audience is, what time of day they're online. It helps you figure out when to post,
Mm,
and what posts are getting more engagement. So if you have a great photo that everyone loves and people are on it more, you'll be able to see that. Um, and it's great to know what you can post later or even repurpose. Um, but yeah, the insights, it's hard to get as much insights unless you have 100 followers or more.
mm,
But once you have that, then you get a pretty clear view, and then you just grow from there.
great. So, when I photograph my clients, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Um, so a lot of times, when you're looking at those insights, right?
Mhm.
If you're the business owner and you post a photo of you or of you and your dog or something personal like that, it tends to get a lot more engagement than other content. People like to see the faces behind the business. And so that's a lot of why this kind of niche of photography has grown, is because small business owners, entrepreneurs, they understand that they need to show themselves to their clients because that's what people connect with. So let's say I go out, I do this portrait session with a client. Now they have all of these photos of themselves. What are all of the different ways they can use those photos across different social media platforms, aside from just the standard, like post a picture with a sentence or two along with it?
Yeah, you can use it in a lot of different ways. Um, so for Instagram, I've seen a lot of people post these really great photos of themselves, and they're either posting, their story, which is really important. I think a lot of consumers want to not only support a business, but they want to support, a brand, an overall person, a person behind the scenes. They
Mm-hmm.
want to know your story and, why are you different? Because they could easily go to these bigger stores, but they can't connect. So I think it's important to you can write your story, have that as the caption, show that, or you can use it in other ways too. Just having a photo of you, people know that you're the person behind the scenes, and they want to see what you're up to. I mean, I think it's really enticing to have a product that you like, but also have a person behind it that you want to know more about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I recently was listening to a podcast about an attorney. It's a little boring marketing for attorneys, but they make it exciting in this way that they use storytelling. So they have so what this person said was that she had a persona, and her persona was, I fight for you in custody, and I'm this, woman from Brooklyn, and I can take anything in court. And it's kind of, that aspect of you showing a picture of yourself, but you're telling your story and how it relates to your business. You're showing customers that this is a place where you want to shop because you want to support this brand.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, posting, using the hashtags. It always looks better whenever someone sees your page and you have these amazing, beautiful photos. I've seen so many times where I go to a business page and the photos are blurry. Their profile picture is just a little off. Their header isn't right, and it doesn't say much about their business. It doesn't make me want to go there. It's not attractive. It's not professional. So having those photos really, really matter when it comes to attracting the right customers.
Mm-hmm. I think another thing for me too, obviously I'm more sensitive to this because when I look at something, like the first thing I look at is the photos. But
Right.
when I go to a Facebook page for a business and I can tell that they're obviously using stock photos, I'm
Yeah.
always just like, is this a real page? Is this, I can't even trust that this is the right contact information because
Right.
it's the same like stock question mark graphic or the same like two people shaking hands graphic or something like that, and it just doesn't communicate that I'm working with a real person.
Right.
It definitely makes me a little nervous to approach that business.
I think too, having those pictures of your business or of your customers, or just having other pictures around where are you going to go, where are you going to end up when you shop here.
Mm-hmm.
It shows a lot to customers. They want to come and see this in person, and I think that sells your business in itself.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So what do you think is one of the biggest mistakes you see businesses making with social media?
Oh, I think it's either that they're not using it or they're not using it well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I said, a lot of businesses will create these pages, and I'm sure these 10 million small businesses that have pages on Facebook are not all utilizing it to their best capabilities. There's tons of new things that are coming out, especially for small businesses right now, like the storefront, um, that allow small businesses to be able to sell better and engage more. And they're just not doing it. And that's the biggest mistake you can make, because you can gain a lot of customers from just keeping that engagement and keeping consistent with what you're posting and posting beautiful images, um, and talking with people and being available in the messenger. And I mean, you can really connect in such a different way online than you can in a lot of other these forms of marketing. So it's an opportunity missed whenever you have a page and you're not contributing to it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of being available in the messages, you know how it'll mark on your Facebook page how quickly you respond to messages? It's always
Yes.
like the worst day when I get one of those messages in the middle of a wedding and,
Oh,
it's hours before I can respond. I'm like, no, it brought down my response time. So I have turned on like the automatic message now,
oh,
like
that's
the
good.
way message just saying like I'll be back with you as soon as I possibly can. But I hate when my response rate drops.
I think mine's like 3 minutes. I'm like, wow, that's record time.
That is amazing. Yeah. Most of the time my delay is just, I'm with another client and I'm never gonna answer
Yeah.
my phone, when I'm working with someone else. Um, okay, so here might be another tough one. What are 3 tips you could give businesses right now to improve their social media presence?
My 3 tips, I would say, post more and post consistently. Like I said, the 3 times a week minimum. Um, Make sure they're quality posts too. You don't want to just be posting to post. Um, and what helps me do that is, well, I've tried this new technique and I'm trying to figure out if it works, but you could try it too. And I batch everything that I do. So in the beginning of the month, I will plan out all the topics that I'm going to post on. And then the next day, I will plan out all the captions. And then the third day, so a 3-day process, if I'm
Mhm.
lucky, then I'll do the content. So if you already have photos, perfect. Then you already know what you're gonna, that helps you so much.
Mhm.
And then after that, you just schedule them out. And you can schedule on Facebook pretty easily, or you can just keep it in an Excel sheet and then post your 3 times a week. And it shouldn't be too overwhelming. You know, you've already gotten it done for the month, hopefully, and
Mhm.
then you can just post it. So that's one. Another one is to engage more. So like I said, if you're on Facebook, going to groups, commenting. I help small businesses, so I'm in a lot of small business groups. And if I see someone that's asking for marketing advice, then I'll give them advice. And they know that, okay, you know, she's giving a lot of advice on marketing. Maybe if I ever need help or, you know, I can go to her for that. That's
Mhm.
a great tactic to, you know, build that loyalty, build respect in the community, if you will, and engage with others in groups. On Instagram, it could be through the hashtags. You can go through hashtag, like, comment, and if you're on Twitter, you can follow new people, tag people. I mean, any way that you can engage, that'll be really important. And another way is to tie in your social media to everything else you do. So if you're email marketing, make sure you have those tags to follow you on Facebook or Instagram, wherever you are. Even at your physical business, you can have business cards, or you can have a little sign that says, you know, tag with your new shirt you bought and
Mhm.
share. And that's a great way to get user content. And then you can share that too, and their friends will see, and just building that engagement through everything you do. So there's a variety of ways to keep your social media active, and you just have to do little things here and there to get it started.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I forget about just communicating with other brands, other people. You get so wrapped up in like, what am I going to say in my posts
Right.
when you really could, gain a lot of headway by just commenting and sharing and liking with other people's content, just to get your name out there and, like you said, build respect and legitimacy in the community. So,
Right. Even things like this, partnering with other brands that complement yours. I mean,
mm-hmm,
I'm always looking for clients that have great photos, and your clients, you know, sometimes don't know what to post. So
mm-hmm,
this is a great partnership, and finding little ways like that where you can excel your business into another audience is it will only grow your following more and more.
mm-hmm. Great. So we're going to go into a little bit more of a difficult topic for just a second. Obviously, right now there's a lot of unrest and a lot of things going on in the community. And I was wondering what advice you have for businesses who don't know how to handle movements like Black Lives Matter, the protests that are going on right now. Do you join in? How do you talk about it? Just what are your thoughts on something like that?
So this has been really heavy for a lot of people recently. And I think a lot of businesses are worried, you know, should I say something? Should I be involved? They don't want to get into these um, debates really. Um, but I think that consumers expect you to comment on what's happening socially. So if I'm really concerned about this, and if I want to earn the respect in the community, I think it's important to comment on it if it's something you really care about as a business. It relates to your brand. We've seen in the past a lot of companies that will respond to global warming and you know, women equality and things like that. So the Black Lives Matter is no different. I mean, obviously, it's very hard for consumers, and the community wants to know that the businesses they support care about that. So I think it's okay to post. I think the way that you post, you need to always be strategic. Make sure that you're not inviting any negative comments or engaging with any negative type of debates, but just saying, you know, I'm here, I hear you as a consumer, I support you as a business, you know, I hear your cries and I'm standing with you as more than just a business. And just like with, you know, being more than a business, you are a personal brand. And I
Mm-hmm.
think people respect that, especially from small businesses, because you're a part of the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was
So,
going to say it kind of comes full circle. Like if you've been sharing that, if you've been sharing your, not necessarily your whole personal life, but sharing
right.
bits of your life with your audience to where they feel like there's a relationship and
Yeah,
it's authentic to what you believe in, then sharing those beliefs will come out as being supportive. But then if you've never kind of interacted as a person and it's always just been the face of the business, it could come off as very inauthentic,
right.
just kind of out of the blue. So I know that's something that's important to me is that it's anytime I'm supporting something, if I decide to talk about it, that it's um, comes off as true and authentic and not just as joining on the bandwagon or feeling like pressured to join. Otherwise, I'd have backlash for not joining in. You know, I think that's just something personally for me that is really important.
Yeah. And I think consumers hold us to that. Our audience, our consumers, they all hold us to that standard of saying, you know, you need to speak up. If you have a voice, you have a platform, then you should be saying something, especially when it's a big social issue that affects a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Great. Well, thank you for that insight. I wanted to just wrap up with one last question for you. What is your favorite social network and why?
so my personal favorite is Instagram. I love Instagram. It's the best place to be super creative. I'm on there all the time. It's
Mm-hmm.
very easy to find new pages, new ideas, new people to follow. I feel like Facebook has made it a little bit more closed off to your circle. It's you see more of a feed of people that you're already following or that you know or might know. But
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, you can easily explore, you know, all these other people and creators, and it's their algorithm is so great that, you know, if I'm looking for a purse, then I'm going to see a ton of purses the next day, and that's exciting. So it's all
Mm-hmm.
geared towards me, and it's very creative and it's fun, and it's forever changing too. I think there's new updates all the time. So for someone like me that likes to be on social media all the time, that's fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think Instagram as well. Oh, sorry. I think my
Oh, you froze a little.
Instagram is my favorite as well, but obviously being a photographer, a platform entirely dedicated to photos kind of speaks to what I enjoy. So
I
great.
love following photographers on Instagram. They have just the coolest photos.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
feel
know
like mine.
there's different hashtags pretty much for each camera that's out there. So like I shoot with Nikon for most of my jobs, but my cute little Fujifilm camera is like my for fun camera, which is why it's literally sitting right next to me right now. But I follow all of the other, like I follow the Fuji X-T3 hashtag, and the work that comes out is just phenomenal. It mind blowing. It's amazing.
I would
So
never think to follow a hashtag of a camera.
yeah, well, I mean that's what we were talking about. Like you can just explore so much
You
um,
really can.
that it's kind of limitless.
It is.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. Is there anything else you wanted to share with everybody before we head out for today?
So I just want to share, I know that it's hard for small businesses right now. I am up for a conversation if you want to talk specifically about your business. I have been giving some free social media audits. So if you want to know how your business page is doing, you can always send me a message, and I guess we'll tag in my contact info for you,
Yes.
and you can send me a message. I'll take a look at your page, give you some tips and tricks, and try to help out during a tough time.
So it's at engage.digital.
Yes,
Okay.
that's me.
All right. I just commented it for everybody that's watching. Uh,
Awesome. Okay.
technical difficulties. All right. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. I really appreciate you being our first guest. And if you guys are free later on this afternoon, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be catering to all of the engaged couples out there who are looking for help with wedding planning. And we'll be talking with Jessica and Nadine at 5 o'clock about how to plan a wedding. So hopefully you guys can join again. And Nicole, thank you.
Awesome.
And I
Thank
will
you,
talk to you
Jen.
soon. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.